Hello, this is Doug. I hope I'm connecting with you right this instant. I don't know who you are, where you are, because I can't see you, but you can see me. I'll just wrap up with this because I know you need to go. For example, with just me in general, when I started driving 12 years ago, we had paper logs. We don't have paper logs anymore, we have e-logs. When I started driving, we had a manual transmission. Now we have automatic transmissions.
Yep.
When I started, we didn't have apps on our phone. We had those big clunky like communication devices with the cord. Now we have a real streamlined tablet. Now I can get all my communication on my phone.
Yeah.
So I can see just in the last 9 years how technology has influenced my job. So I'm excited with truck driving. I wish I was like 30 something and I had more years to watch this develop.
I'm gonna mute you, and then when you get settled in, I'll get you going. So I'm gonna mute you right now, and I'll see you in a minute. So yeah, so that's kind of the. Oh, let me get back on here. Where am I? There I am. So yeah, well, Doug gets settled. At the end of the day, we meet every week. We put together this 90-day process, and we're really putting it together because Doug's true passion is to really have a spot for his videos. Over the last few months, he's really been putting a lot of time into creating video, a lot of time into connecting with his passion of trucking and Tokyo, Japan travel. So that's what we're sharing, and that's how this is going. And it takes, to build anything, it takes a plan, a blueprint, and it takes a momentum, a time to create momentum. So within this 90 days that Doug and I are working on this channel together, we're really launching this channel. We're not fooling around here. We're making content, we're creating ideas. We have, hey, this is really what we need to do. Value being at the top of that list. You got to offer value. So that's where we're at right now. We're putting together some valuable content for people who might want to learn about trucking, learn about traveling, learn about how you can make more money and travel and save money. Like Doug travels around the country basically in his truck, and it's, he's not paying a dime. The company takes care of that. So think about traveling like that. Even if you did that for a year or two, you'd see more places than most see in their life. Doug, looks like you're settled there, my friend. Would you like to, here, I'm gonna unmute you.
Now, the big question is, why should you take the time to watch this video? Okay, Alexa, how do you say my name is Doug and I'm a space cadet in Japanese? Alexa, how do you say in Japanese, my name is Doug and I'm a space cadet?
My name is Doug and I'm a space cadet. In Japanese is 私の名前はダグです。私は宇宙士官候補生です。
Alexa, how do you say in Japanese, my friends Brian and Sandy moved to Phoenix from Texas?
My friends Brian and Sandy moved to Phoenix from Texas. In Japanese is 私の友人のブライアンとサンディはテキサスからフェニックスに引っ越しました。
Alexa, how do you say in Japanese, Brian is...
What would you like me to translate to Japanese?
My friend Brian is making $100,000 a month with TikTok Shop.
My friend Brian is making $100,000 a month with TikTok Shop. In Japanese is
友人のブライアンは TikTok ショップで月に10万ドルを稼いでいます。
Well, I probably can't answer that question in 23 seconds because it's a bit complicated. And this story that I want to tell dates back, it could say my whole life. There's always a beginning, middle, and end to a story. And I would say I'm towards the end of my life story because I'm 72 years old. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to be bringing my mom to this home, hopefully, where she'll live the rest of her life. After being in a retirement home in Casa Grande, Arizona, about 4 months. It was, probably let's just call it 2 months ago. I traded my 2017 Subaru Impreza, which I own, and I primarily used it to drive from my Arizona City house, 14380 South Capistrano Road, to drive to the night terminal in Phoenix, which is about 57 miles away. And I'd park it for the month, go on the road, come back, load up my Subaru, drive it home, do my laundry, take a shower, have a couple of brewskis, visit with my mother and father, who in the end would live across the street. My story driving to Tokyo is just as much a part of my mother, just as much, what I'm trying to say is my driving to Tokyo story is about driving in Tokyo, but it's also about my mother and father. See, without my mother and father, there wouldn't be any driving to Tokyo for multiple reasons. I was in Denver, Colorado, where I had been since the summer of 2022. Hello, everyone out there listening, audience. This is Adam, and this is Lou.
Hello.
These are very special. I got to try to get them. These are very special people. When I was sleeping in my car 3 years ago,
They were my first new best friends. And I was transparent. I told them I sleep in my car. And they just loved me for who I was. An old dude. And Adam...
Oh, nice guy. You're nice.
They're like, if I was to have children, they would be my kids. Of course, that's Eric's daughter. She was born when about the time, pretty close when I almost said fluid. I just tell Lou that one of my best friends owns Fluid Coffee Bar, but this is St. Mark's. St. Mark's is a special place. They serve coffee and beer. What Starbucks?
Coffee and beer.
And they're open from 6:30 till 10 o'clock at night. And they have dudes like Gino that's been working here like 15 years. And Michael, 20 years. What Starbucks has people working 15 or 20 years and they serve coffee and beer? Anyway, thanks guys.
Love you.
I love these guys. They let me stay after and have. I shouldn't say it. I won't say it. I won't say it.
Don't tell the secret
No.
stuff.
I won't say anything that gets you guys in trouble.
Oh, we can't get in trouble here.
This is regular business hours. I didn't want to get them in trouble. Anyway, thank you.
Love you guys.
Love you. And I've been driving Lyft and I had picked up over 5,000 people. And you're sitting there in the passenger seat. And we have face-to-face real contact. There's nothing that can replace real contact or real connection. And then I can almost guarantee when you're sitting there, you're gonna be like, whoa, this is so cool, okay? And what I'm hoping is the people, when we're at that stage in this journey together, the people watching that will also experience that too. Like, I can see it clear as day. And the other thing that came up for me, and I just stop with this, is it's the whole thing. Like, I really want you to come out to Arizona, fly out here. I'll pick you up at the airport. You jump in the truck with me. We go all the way. We do the dedicated and come back here to where I am, the studio, and actually see the studio. Every ride is documented. Like this week, all the way through when I started, I can go to my iPhone and go to ride number 1, ride number 2. I could go to any time this last 2 years and look at all the rides I picked up, the time I picked them up, the time I delivered them, how much I made that day. It's all documented.
すごい.
Yeah, so
in the iPhone, in your
yeah,
phone.
yeah. So what's good is for accountability to think, how did I, cause and effect? How did I get in this situation? And I can go back to when I sold my Prius, and then I worked in the summertime, and I can look at all the weeks and days of the summer and go, oh, no wonder I'm doing bad. Look at these weeks. Look at this day. Look at this week. I only worked $50 or I only worked 5 hours. It's a good way to hold you accountable to understand your accountability. So everything is
You can
documented.
analyze
Yeah.
the situation.
Yeah. So you can say, okay, I take responsibility because the reason I'm in this situation is because this summer when I sold my car and I paid all my bills, I paid my rent, I paid everything. Oh, you have to go? You're leaving? But anyway, my point is, it's all good. You're leaving the temple.
Now, so I live in this small room. I want to show you the Hongyoji temple.
Oh.
But in the early morning, is there any customers?
Oh yeah, there's customers 24 hours a day. Yeah, sometimes it's slower than others, but also the app tells me the best times to work. The app is a very good app. So you're walking into the big room?
Now I left the room, now outside.
Oh, you're outside.
Yeah. Do you remember the Hongyoji building?
Oh yeah. Are you actually walking to the train?
ほら、本行寺、こんな感じで。
Oh, wow.
本行寺、ネーム。
Yeah.
本行寺。で、スカイツリー、maybe スカイツリー。
Oh, wow, there's a sky tree. Wow. Wow, there's a sky tree where we met. Show me that again. Look how close that is. Wow. And here's the front door. Wow. Wow, this.
いや。メンバーそうです。本行寺メンバー。
Oh, wow.
なお映ってるからハローって言っても
Hello.
誰ねこの
Konnichiwa.
アメリカの人。
Konnichiwa. Happy New Year. Konnichiwa. Wow. Hello. Hello.
ダグラスさんって言ってもらっていいですか。ダグラスさん、こんにちは。ダグラスさん。
Hello. Hello. Hello.
あ、そう、アメリカのあったことある。そう、do you remember?
Hello.
おさん。
Hello.
そう、ありがとうございます。すいません。あ、そうなんです。いや、あれ。トラックのね。あ、そう、トラックの方です。あれ。
Oh, wonderful.
So she remember about you.
Oh,
You truck driver. She remembers.
yeah. She looked familiar. Yeah. Well, this was better than being at your house. I got to see the temple.
いや、ね、いや、
Maybe
nice.
maybe we could do the temple meetings more often.
Sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you going
We
to?
have to. はい。
Are you
We
going
have
to?
to decide the next meeting.
Okay. When's the next meeting?
Maybe. Tomorrow again 11 o'clock will be fine for you. Tomorrow 11 for me, so same time tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
7?
Okay. 7 o'clock tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, my friend. I'll let you go. Thank you for showing me the temple.
Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye bye. And we're actually creating something here in the studio together. So you're experiencing the whole thing instead of from a distance. You're actually in it. And I think when that happens, this whole channel is gonna take a whole nother level of intimacy and reality, and that's what I'm really looking forward to that. And I think all of this is just a prelude to all of that. It's kind of like a build up.
Oh, definitely.
To that. So
Yeah,
that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's a great energy. It's a great vibe, and that's part of what we like. What we really had thought about when it comes to this, when we were thinking long term, just 3 weeks ago about this, that's definitely something that is part of what we're doing, is building this, like anything you do, you have to put things in place, so that you can actually go to those next steps. So we're just doing like we started off in our conversation with before, like when we first started off 3 weeks ago, we kind of got a feel for what you wanted to do. We were kind of just starting off, and all these other ideas just kind of came out. And I feel like that's what's happening now too. We're 3 weeks into it. We're seeing this progress. We're seeing, things we want to do as far as like, talking to special guests, bringing people on here, people who are in the trucking community, people who are in the personal development community, people who are in the video community, people that, you've known years ago, that you've connected with, that maybe you haven't seen in a while, that you want to bring on here. So there's so many different steps coming up ahead. So I love everything that we've talked about, and I think that this channel and this project is growing right on track with what we've put in place with just our ideas of what we're doing. And just to see where we are today, you know, you uploaded your first YouTube video yourself the other day on that channel, and you're on your MacBook today. And you know, I love it because we're moving along. You know, 3 weeks from now, where are we going to be? You know, what will we be creating at that point? So, you know, at the end of the day, I think the videos are going in a great direction right now. We're finding your story. You know, you're also plugging in some real day in the life type stuff, and then doing the time travel stuff. You know, going back, doing that flashback, which you're getting into that mode as well, because you know, with your the new disk drive or you know, just even recording the screen. So either way, we're going to be going back in time a little bit here with you. So I'm excited for those videos to come in, and then the videos that we do that are geared towards you know, building those bridges so people can find you, find us, find Driving to Tokyo, you know, discover maybe somebody's at a bad point in their life and they just are looking for a way to travel and make money, and then you just boom, light bulb goes off in their head. You know, that's kind of like the vibe of what this channel is about. You know, inspiration, education, reality. You know, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. You're right on there. See, I mentioned this when we were kind of texting a little bit, but I like talking about it. Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How did it go with the funeral you went to?
It was done peacefully.
Who was it whose funeral did you go to?
One of my group members' husband.
Oh, was it somebody you were close to?
Not so close to.
Okay.
He was about 79 years old.
Oh, okay. But was he a member for a long time?
No. Several days before he passed away, he was outside and 転んだ、kind of heart attack.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant, was he a member of the temple for a long time?
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
When he got married, he joined Nichiren Shoshi, but he didn't do gongyo. Just receiving gojukai ceremony, that's all. His wife was very hard chanting lady.
Okay. Okay. One of the things I'm trying to establish now is, you know, the fact that they talk, what they call it, destiny, whatever. They say luck is on preparation meets opportunity. And as I started looking back myself, reflecting on, I reflect a lot when I'm driving. One by one become subscribers. But still, you have to become subscribers and watch my videos. They'll know it's me. And in fact, I'm going out my back door to empty my trash in my alley exit. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be really nice in the 60s Fahrenheit today and tomorrow, but we're supposed to have a couple days of snow. But then it's going to go right back up. I'm out of shorts, and I have a lot to share, but I want to start with something, probably the most significant thing, present tense, and I want to transition into talking about where I am, meaning it's March 10th, 2024. I'm living in my Mercantile Square loft, and I want to highlight living, not just taking home time for 4 days out of the month like I did for 13 years as a truck driver.
Uh-oh. Amen. Yippee. Oh my. All that stuff is coming. Yellow lights, red lights. Go see some family. Family comes sees us. Go to the airport. Oh, wrong gate. Oh, flash delayed. Oh, gotta drive. Need to pull over for gas. Wait a minute. Why is there construction? All these things as we're moving around this holiday season.
Both in Big Bear City, California, and ultimately about a decade in Arizona City Park. Make sure I have my key. This could be the last 10 days of being in my apartment. 406. It's the hallway. I got my fob. I have a laundry room around the corner here, so I at least don't have to go to a laundromat. It's pretty convenient. I just use an app. It's on my floor, and I have 2 washers and 2 dryers, so I can start a wash and then walk around to my apartment. I have an elevator button. It'll tell me it's 33 degrees and it's 5:24 a.m. Starbucks opens up at 5:30. Now I can type in Starbucks. See Starbucks. It'll show one that's just 2 blocks away. But the one I'm walking to, see, these are all the Starbucks within walking distance. But I'm going, this is the REI one that's about a really nice Starbucks. My backstory, but something significant is happening and probably is going to happen that may be one of the most significant things in my whole life. This is Paramahansa Yogananda. They call this, devotees often refer this as his last smile, because this is a photograph taken of 1951 when he gave his last speech at the Biltmore Hotel. This is what the Coast Highway looked like in Encinitas, when I guess the cars looked like this in the 20s and 30s. And there's, on the top right is Encinitas. Encinitas used to be, still kind of, it really is, but especially back in the early 70s, it's now 2021, was North County coastal. And it was considered like a rural surfer hippie town because it relates to my dad, who's literally, as I speak, in Arizona City, Arizona, in my parents' 4th and final house that they paid cash for is dying. My mom, a couple days ago, sent me an email, and I'm walking actually to Whole Foods in a 6-minute walk. Here, but there's sun stuff happening, light stuff, and I got these magnets on my thing where I can put the phone so you can't breathe. I got my. I'm going to be talking about this, but also turn the camera around so you can see where I live. So I'm sharing two things: where I live and a significant thing that's happening right now.
What am I doing here? What are you doing here? You, me, us, together right now. Now, I think we're all trying to figure out the riddle. You know, put some rhyme to the reason and answer the bigger existential question of what the hell are we doing here in this life that we're living? In this life that sometimes we feel like we're not living at all. I get it. I get it, man. We live in such uncertain times. We are constantly searching for answers, constantly searching for our sanity even. We're just looking for some solid ground to step on. It's damn hard to find. We're not quite sure how to move forward, much less where we be going when we do. Yes, the future. It's foggy. And it seems like on this highway called life, everybody's got their hazard lights on. We're asking the question, is this all there is? Is this just how it's got to be? We don't know who to trust. We don't know what to believe in. So what do? We find ourselves chasing every single fad that the world tells us we should chase. And none of them seem to get us where we want to go. No, they just have us going in circles, revolving, getting dizzy, instead of evolving. And you know what I'm sorry and congratulations at the same time fact of our situation is? No one's come to save us. That's the first thing we gotta admit. No, that genie in a bottle is still just a genie. That lottery ticket probably ain't gonna hit the jackpot. And those goals and dreams that we have ain't gonna reach themselves on their own. And that's why right now is the time to adapt, to evolve, to take inventory. That's why right now is the time to renegotiate who we are, how we treat each other. That's why right now is the time to re-engineer how we can get to where we want and need to go. That's why right now is the time to restore what's worth keeping from our past and what's worth taking into our future. It is time to not just find solid ground. It's time to admit that the solid ground that we seek is also higher ground. A place where we can truly have more value, choice, balance, joy, love, health, security, freedom, divinity. Where we can get more out of our life, our relationships, our careers, ourselves. So let me answer that question that I asked earlier. How the hell did I get here today with you? And what's my goal? As I said, after my book Green Lights was published, and people asked me to dive deeper into the process, they asked me questions like, McConaughey, tell me more about that methodology to determine whether a light in my life is green, yellow, or red. I want to hear more on that. They asked me questions like, how do I know if I can trust a green light? How do I know if a green light is just a battery-powered flash in the pan or some timeless solar-powered green light that I can rely on leading me home? They asked me, how do I know what choice to make at the yellow lights in my life? When do I heed caution and slow down because I need to? And when do I put the pedal to the metal and blow through that damn thing? They asked me about those red lights. I said, how do I trust and believe that there's actually a gift for me in every red light that stops me in my tracks? They also asked me, what do you mean by the art of living? Well, I needed to ponder those questions. So, alone, I went to my favorite office. I buckled up in my favorite seat, and I started crossing the highways and byways of North America. Yes, I took a road trip.
It's lose track of time now. It's Sunday, and there's not a cloud in the sky. But here's what's happening. It could happen anytime, and I'm real sad about it. But I don't know. I'll talk to you as though you're a human being here, and if no one's here, no one's watching this, I'm just talking to myself. And this is a video journal, which that's probably what these videos are going to turn out to be. Matthew McConaughey, Dean Graziosi specifically talk about the value of journaling, and as it relates to what I'm doing now, what Dean talks about, Dean Graziosi, well, it may sound like a broken record, is one of my virtual mentors, probably my most significant one I feel closest to, in Matthew McConaughey. But what Dean talks about is related to what I want to share is he says, and I agree, most people often just live their life. They just live life. They get up in the morning, have their coffee, take the bus to work or drive to work, commute to work, go to work, come home, watch TV.
Beautiful day, my friend.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
I'll take this kind of weather anytime.
You know it. They were saying earlier this week we really weren't supposed to have this nice of weather until come tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then and I'm told that it lasts until like Wednesday, and then
We're gonna have a couple days of snow.
Yeah,
But
what
then-
Thursday, Friday? Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, and then we're gonna have about 2 weeks of real nice weather again.
Oh yeah. But we're supposedly we're supposed to be up to 60 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. In that, I love color. I love Denver.
Yeah. 4 seasons, best 4 season climate.
That I've lived in both Austin, Texas, and St. Petersburg, Florida. 9 years in St. Pete, 5 to third year Austin.
I don't know if you know I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I know.
You're on. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I know.
I like talking to people, and some people are conscious of. I try to be
Oh,
respectful.
you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine. In fact, I like it. In that, this right here.
You mind if I?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. This right here is exactly the majority of everything as to why I love it here.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
Yeah, I'm glad because I have a channel called Driving to Tokyo, and one of the things I'm a retired truck driver, C9 Transportation. I drove a million miles all over the U.S.
No kidding.
And I lived in Japan. I've lived everywhere, but I lived here before I started driving a truck. I lived here 18 years, and I could go anywhere, and I'd come back here. And one of the reasons I got a loft here for 50% off.
I'm sure. I mean, if you can't tell me,
I can tell you. No, I want to pass it on to you because it's part of why I came back here. I drove a truck 13 years and loved it, and I lived part-time in Tokyo, and I'm 70, I'm a young 70, but a buddy of mine who was one of my cab driving friends kept telling me, dude, you can have a better life, you could get a loft in a Mercantile Square loft. He knew the owners. And he was the first tenant to move in this loft, 1996, but I kept turning him down. I knew about Denver, I liked it, but I thought I was gonna retire like when I was 75.
Yeah.
And what happened is you know how things happen for a reason?
Yep.
I finally got to the point, circumstances kind of forced me to do this, to make a change.
Yeah.
But here, I'll answer your question. This whole building and the sister building, not all the units have a discount, but you have to come in under 42,000 and it has to be available. So here's what happened with me. I was actually physically sleeping in my car because I had Social Security, I couldn't afford to have an apartment. And then I started driving for Lyft, so I had the extra money.
Yeah.
And then this apartment that I have opened up in August after I was here about a few months. Anyway, long story short, I almost didn't apply, but I thought, what the heck, I'll apply. I put my application on Friday with my taxes, all the stuff you had to turn in.
Yeah.
And on Monday, I qualified.
Oh, wow.
And it's a 50% discount. You know, because of this area, all the places are real expensive here.
Yeah.
But here's the real cool thing. I save about $800 a month on rent. I still pay $1,100, so it's still $1,100.
Yeah.
But what
Damn.
but
You're down here at Mercantile Law.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right across the street.
Yeah.
But here's the second real cool thing. They said after I'm in the loft, which I have, and I fulfill my first year lease, the second year lease, there's no income restrictions. So there's a double benefit. Means I get $800 off. But then with my Lyft business, if I want to make more than the 42, let's say 50 or 60, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying this to brag or boast. I'm just saying I'm so fortunate. It's good to have gratitude and humility.
Yeah.
And count your blessings.
Oh, yeah.
Because going from sleeping in my car
Yeah.
to having a place and having those two benefits is awesome. So
Yeah.
I like to pass it on. There's a lot of people that were one step from being homeless and needed to turn their life around. And so it's now frankly, there's not always lofts available.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a great location.
Well, come on, man. You're right here on Wine Coop at 16th Street
Yeah.
Mall. I mean, God, what more could you really want? I mean, there isn't.
This is, in my opinion, for a single person. I have with the money I save, I have my parking garage right here.
Yeah.
And I go in and out of the parking garage 24 hours a day. I don't have to deal with the meters here. So the 800, I invest a little bit of it, and I have a parking garage here, my apartment here, and I walk everywhere. Look, I'm Mountain Shores today.
Oh, wow. Hey, quick question, please, if you don't mind. And to be perfectly truthfully honest with you, what I need is a blunt wrap. And they're like $2, I guess. And I'm not trying to needle you for monies if you don't have it.
Well, to tell you the truth, if I had it, I would give it to you.
No worries.
But I honestly don't carry money around.
No worries. It's cool.
Yeah.
I get it.
But you got to ask.
Yeah. But hey, man, you look really good. You sound really good.
I'm not like his typical 70-year-old.
Listen. Stay young.
Yeah, it's all in your mind, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and genetics maybe.
Yeah. But I'm glad I met you this morning.
Yeah, thank you, bro. What's your name?
My name's Eric.
Eric, thanks for being on video too. Most people are afraid to be on video.
And your name is?
Doug.
Doug?
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Have a good day, okay?
You do the same.
So I didn't mean to cut into my video time, but I use driving time for meditation time a lot of times. I turn off the music and I have 5 hours just to sit and drive, and it's like unconscious competence. So when I'm on the open highway, it can be a very like Zen-like meditative experience. And you know how like sometimes you just are in the shower and something pops in or something, you just get this clarity that happens. And so I realized that this whole driving to Tokyo thing really just didn't happen October 17th when I went to Tokyo. When I saw these discs, in fact, these discs right here, I had these in my cabinet for a long, long time. I completely forgot that I had these discs. And then I thought, wow, what are these? And I looked at them and I thought, wow, these are interesting. Oh, wow, this is my whole Denver life. The last chapter there, that was 14 years ago. And I thought, wow, let me just check this out. And then I watched them, I'm making a very important point. I watched them and I went, wow. In the Barrister Building, I was doing these video collages, and I was not driving a truck, but I was driving a limo during the day. I didn't have an iPhone. I didn't have all this technology we have today. And I was coming back to the office, and I was my Barrister Building. I was recording every single night, and I had all these videos and DVDs, and I was like really passionate about it. And I did it for 4 years. And in fact, I was telling people during at the Hyatt Hotel that I worked at, oh, I drive a limo during the day and I make movies at night. But my point is I completely forgot about that because I was like 14 years ago, that was another city, another chapter, another part of my life. And then it dawned on me that that was like the seed. That's why when I opened up iMovie with the new technology today and the iPhone, it was like, it just picked up where left off. Is like, wow. And all that passion came back in the unconscious competence and mixing really fast and doing it really fast. The point is, all that wasn't wasted time. That was I planted that seed back then, and all these years have gone by, and now with new technology, I just picked up where I left off. And frankly, I love Denver. And this was my second time around. And part of my backstory, and a significant part of my life story, is the 20 years that I spent in Denver, Colorado. Hello, this is Doug Guermo. Welcome to Driving to Tokyo. Click on the subscribe button, the like button. Come on inside and check out what I'm doing. I love truck driving. I'm going to be sharing a video every single day about how I drive a truck, but also the whole system I have of having fun, traveling. I've been to Japan 5 times in 2 years. I have more fun driving a truck than any other thing I've ever done in my life. Plus, I saved $38,000 last year. So if you're curious about truck driving, check it out. Click on the subscribe button, the like button. I look forward to seeing you on the inside, sharing my videos with you. Starting August of 1990, at age 37, I had moved to Denver for the first time, never lived there before, and I would end up living there about almost 2 decades.
We'll share with you, excited to be partners with Dean here to bring you Matthew, because I look at him as a pragmatic poet. He's a man who, he's pragmatic because he gets the job done, but he's so poetic in his willingness to dig in and go for real answers. And I've been watching this morning, all of you on the wall there, and seeing the kinds of things you opened up to and admitted to, and that opens up progress for anyone. But Matthew and I share something else in common. We're both journalers. We know the power of questions. You know, one of the things I've learned is questions are the answer. If you want better answers, you need better questions. And a lot of us ask lousy questions like, why does this always happen to me? And so the brain reflexively says, well, because you're an idiot, because you don't deserve it, because you're an imposter. Or how come I can never lose weight? Your brain goes, because you're a pig. These things do not help. But if you ask a better question, how can I lose weight and enjoy the process? And all of a sudden you go, wow, I used to play racquetball. What if I played racquetball and I'm having fun? I'm not even worried about it. I'm losing weight. The quality of life is the quality of our questions. And I tell you this because the question I've been obsessed by for 46 years. I started when I was 2, of course. Right? But for 46 years, I've been obsessed with the question of what makes the difference in the quality of people's lives. Why is it there's some people, you can give them everything. I mean, everything they could possibly imagine. They get love from their family. They have support. They have money. They have education. They have opportunity. And many of those people, not all, but many of those people end up spending their life going in and out of rehab. I'm sure you could think of some names right off the top of your head, famous people. On the other side, you can think of people that life has just been brutal to, where they've experienced nothing but injustice or abuse. And yet many of those people become the stories that inspire us the most, the Oprahs of the world. So one thing I learned early on, and I learned this not because I was so smart, I learned this because also I wanted the answer. It wasn't I was an intellectual. I had a pretty rough life. I grew up in a very poor environment financially, but also poor emotionally. My mom's a great lady, but I had 4 different fathers, so they didn't all quite agree. And I remember one day I went to my mom and said, I'm confused. Which one is my dad? And
a very significant part of my driving to Tokyo story is what I call it. That could be a book. And the book is going to be based on videos just like this. Instead of written chapters, there'll be visual chapters. You could say a visual journal. Now, I couldn't ask for a better virtual mentor than the 3 virtual mentors I currently have. They are Tony Robbins and his partner of 26 years, Dean Graciosi, and the third person who Tony and Dean had never partnered with anyone until they partnered with Matthew McConaughey. You may not recognize the name, but many of you would probably know who he is.